Though Daredevil's appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home was relatively minor, a deleted scene could have significantly impacted Matt Murdock's future. Now, according to The Direct, the deleted scene at hand shows Matt Murdock defending Peter Parker against the Department of Damage Control, asserting that Peter had nothing to do with the missing Stark technology. Now, this scene is great. Not only does it strengthen the connection between Spider-Man and Daredevil by giving Matt Murdock more screen time, but it also subtly hints at Daredevil's involvement in Armor Wars, a plot that we already know revolves around missing technology. We're gonna see that show probably next year on Disney+. So while more screen time for Matt Murdock would have been fun, the movie had places to be. We had Willem Dafoe on set, we gotta get it moving along. Sorry, Daredevil. You had 3 seasons, man. I don't know, enough's enough, get out of here. Captain Marvel. While it may not have significantly altered the MCU's timeline per se, a deleted scene from Captain Marvel could have changed the film's third act reveal, which is pretty huge. According to Cinema Blend, this scene featured a Kree warrior, Jan Rog, meeting with the Supreme Intelligence, who appears as the person that he most admires. Now, this person at hand would have been himself. This self-reflection would have exposed Jan Rog's prideful and arrogant nature much earlier in the film, subtly undermining the eventual revelation that he was the villain all along. I think they should have kept that in. Would have been nice. The adults would have known. They would have been like, okay, he's a little bit cocky, a little bit arrogant, something's fishy. Avengers Endgame. As revealed by the Russo brothers, directors of Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, all those bangers, a deleted scene nearly gave Tony Stark a slightly different ending. Yeah, instead of that really sad one. This scene would have transported Tony to the Soul World after his heroic sacrifice for a final exchange with his daughter, Morgan. We saw this with Gamora and Thanos, so why didn't we see it with Tony? This alternate ending would have significantly altered the character's conclusion. Instead of his death being a sudden, unexpected act of self-sacrifice, now would have provided closure to his story, which I'll admit we could have used a little bit more of. Or maybe a Natasha funeral, that would have been fine too. While the deleted scene offers a more emotional farewell for Tony, it might have undermined the overall impact of his death in the franchise. He had to do it, and he had to do it quick. Avengers Infinity War. Among the many debated choices made by the characters in Avengers Infinity War, Star-Lord's emotional outburst was one that I personally cannot forgive. He blew it. This outburst, this choice to attack Thanos while the Avengers are holding him down, trying to remove the gauntlet, this emotional mistake ultimately allowed Thanos to win and erase half of life in all the universe. However, a deleted scene sheds light onto why Star-Lord felt so compelled to punch Thanos, potentially altering the perception of his actions. That's huge. According to MovieWeb, after losing Gamora on Nowhere, the Guardians found a coded message on their ship indicating that Gamora was still alive. So, believing he had a chance to rescue her, Star-Lord confronted Thanos, only to learn that she was already dead. Now, this deleted scene adds crucial context, explaining Star-Lord's intense reaction, and it could have changed the discourse surrounding his actions in the finished film. But we love to hate Star-Lord, and the events wouldn't have happened otherwise, so I get it. Keep it clean, keep it fresh, keep it clean. I don't know what the that is. ShamWow, apparently. Yondu lives. Though this deleted scene was never truly intended to appear in the finished film, Thor Ragnarok featured an unexpected cameo from Michael Rooker as Yondu. Friendly, sad reminder that Yondu did die at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, so how was this even considered? Why was he on set in the first place? In the scene, Yondu appears among a crowd of Asgardians, humorously asking where Kevin and Lou's offices are. This is a meta reference to Kevin Feige and Louis D'Esposito, who run Marvel and all things. They're the Marvel gods. This scene would have not only brought back Yondu from the dead, but also added a highly self-referential moment, which you don't really need in that case. It would have fit Taika Waititi's comedic style. Its conclusion would have significantly altered the MCU's continuity and tone. Just because it's funny doesn't mean it makes sense. Okay, Taika, you're out. Iron Man. Iron Man kick-started the MCU. As soon as Nick Fury showed up to tell Tony he was part of a larger universe, we had no idea just how big that universe would be. Cut to Deadpool and Wolverine, holy shit. Iron Man almost featured a different post-credit scene that would have had a huge impact on the MCU, a massive tease. Instead of the simple Avengers tease that remained in the film, this deleted scene saw Nick Fury reference gamma accidents, bug bites, and mutants. Amazing, these are all clear nods to the Hulk, Spider-Man, and the X-Men. However, since the rights to both Spider-Man and the X-Men didn't rest with Marvel at the time, characters weren't set to appear in the MCU for many years. It's a good thing that this scene was cut out because it would have undermined Marvel's long-term plans from the very beginning of the franchise. It would have been way too large of a tease. Marvel biting off more than they could chew. Sounds about right. Avengers Age of Ultron. Though Avengers Age of Ultron is often considered the weakest of the Infinity Saga's team-up movies, an alternate ending could have made things much worse for both the film and the franchise. In this alternate ending, a slightly different team of Avengers would have suited up at the end. For example, Quicksilver would have survived multiple wounds, and Captain Marvel would have made her MCU debut all at the end of the movie. Just like that. What? How'd that happen? Quicksilver's survival would have significantly altered Wanda's story later on in the MCU, and introducing Captain Marvel with a brief cameo in Phase 2 of all places, well, that would have caused substantial changes to the Marvel universe and their development and narrative progression. It's also something I can't stand about Marvel, where the end of the movie is just a teaser for a better movie. It's like, okay, that one sucked. What's that one gonna be like though? That looks fun. Miles Morales. Oh, I wish this happened. This is one that they definitely should have kept in. Following Peter Parker's MCU debut in Captain America Civil War, also directed by the Russo brothers, Spider-Man Homecoming allowed Tom Holland to truly stretch his legs, all 8 of them. In addition to introducing characters like Aunt May, Mary Jane Watson, and Flash Thompson, the film also featured Donald Glover as Aaron Davis, who could potentially become the Prowler. Comic book fans know that Davis is the uncle of Miles Morales, so this sparked theories about Miles' eventual debut in the MCU. So while Miles has yet to appear, a deleted scene from Homecoming hints at his existence. After being webbed to a car by Spider-Man, Aaron then phoned Miles and apologized for missing a prior engagement. Now, given the success of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse and Up and Around the Spider-Verse, fans are eagerly anticipating Miles' live-action arrival in the MCU, and I think it's gonna happen in Secret Wars. That'd be pretty sweet. Should have happened 10 years ago, but we'll take it. Zola lives. Considering the significant timeline jump between movies, it was quite challenging to bring back many characters from Captain America, the First Avenger, for Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which is now modern time. However, Toby Jones' Arnim Zola made a notable return. In one of the film's most memorable scenes, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, and Steve Rogers, Captain America, they trace a signal to Camp Lehigh and discover that Zola has updated his consciousness into a computer. Zola then triggers a self-destruct sequence and seemingly perishes. Poof, gone for good this time, or maybe not. However, in an alternate script, he was meant to survive. In the deleted scene, Rogers flips a switch, allowing Zola to escape into the internet, where he ends up on the dark web. While Tim Blake Nelson's The Leader is set to be the big bad in Captain America New World Order, just imagine if we got more of Zola in the future as well. Would it be too much? Probably. Yeah, it sounds like too much as I'm saying it. Is it for the best that the stone was left unturned? Well, absolutely. Those are deleted Marvel scenes that would have changed the MCU forever. Thank you for watching Top 10 Nerd. Bye.